Welcome to the T-Pac Arcade. Today's game is Cosmic Swarm for the Atari 2600. In this 1982 shoot-'em-up from Comavid, you pilot remote-controlled planetary probe ships to defend an interstellar power conversion chamber from giant alien termites. Because for some reason, they want to build a nest there. Not that termite behavior makes much sense to begin with, considering they eat wood. Anyway, this is a single-screen shooter where up to 3 termites at a time wander down to place green blocks. Their goal is nest construction. But you've got to blast those blocks, and termites, to keep the playfield as clear as possible for as long as possible. Your goal is nest destruction. Problem is, the green blocks are immune to your blasts. That is until they're energized. Whenever you manage to shoot the bottom of a block that's currently being carried by a termite, both get destroyed and all the other blocks on screen turn red. Now they're energized, and you can blow them up. Be careful though, if you happen to blast a termite, the blocks turn green again and you've got to repeat the whole energizing process. Which makes for an interesting twist. Normally in a space shooter, you want to focus on destroying enemies, but here, you want to avoid directly shooting the bugs, until one starts chasing you, which does happen every once in a while. And in another unique twist, the most important thing to pay attention to here is refueling your probe. Every 40 seconds or so, an alarm sounds and a refueling ship descends along the left or right side of the screen. It wiggles its way to the bottom and then back up to the top again, as if it's trying to camouflage itself as a bug in enemy territory. And if you don't fly into it before it exits, that's game over right then and there. See, running into a block or a termite makes you lose a life, but you can earn an extra one every 100 points, whereas failing to refuel ends the game no matter how many ships you have in reserve. Brutal. Also, if you accidentally shoot the refueling ship, that's game over too. I learned that one the hard way. Luckily, that only happens if you shoot it before docking. I accidentally blasted the ship a few times after refueling, and was pleasantly surprised to find that not only did I survive, but I got a bonus point added to my score. I don't know why this game rewards reckless destruction of our own space depot equipment, but I'm not going to complain. So in spite of the unique shoot the blocks not the bugs thing going on here, the most novel aspect of Cosmic Swarm is the controls. See, unlike pretty much every shoot 'em up ever, you fire not by pressing the action button, but by releasing it. And why is that? Because holding the button down and moving your joystick is how you rotate your probe. Generally, I tried to stay vertically oriented as much as possible to line up shots more precisely, but every once in a while I had to spin around to pick off an approaching alien bug or clear a block from below me. Aesthetically, Cosmic Swarm doesn't have a whole lot going on. Despite its 1982 release, it looks like a much earlier Atari game. But that's not so bad when everything here does its job just fine. The color changes make for good energizing indicators, the 3 termites do look like bugs, and they even have little scurrying legs to help sell the effect. Plus, that wiggly refueling ship does a nice bug impersonation too, especially when you accidentally shoot it and it leaves a smear of garbled pixels behind like a bug you accidentally stepped on and tried to wipe off your boot. Ugh. The sound design here is decidedly sparse, but again, it does its job just fine. You get a little bloop for every extra life, a little crash for every blasted block or bug, and a refueling alarm that calls attention to itself without being annoying. In spite of its admittedly convoluted learning curve with the unusual mechanics and objectives, Cosmic Swarm is a fairly easy game once you get the hang of it. After a bit of practice, I was even able to score 2,500 points on Expert Mode, which is where you set both difficulty switches to A so that the bugs are more likely to chase you, and the pink one always moves fast. And that's gotta be my favorite part of Cosmic Swarm. Very few Atari games are accommodating enough that I can actually play well in the highest challenge settings. Only problem is, surviving that long made a single play session last like 45 minutes, and my butt started to hurt. Anyway, if I could change one thing here, I'd beef up the scoring. Everything is worth just 1, 2, or 3 points, which just doesn't feel substantial enough to set off the arbitrary number-fueled dopamine rush I get from other high-score games. That being said, you can occasionally get bonuses of a couple 100 points here and there, but I never figured out how to trigger those, and the manual won't tell me either. Curses. Overall, I wasn't expecting to like Cosmic Swarm very much after a janky first encounter with the weird controls and stuff, but before long, I was hooked. I feel like I could happily blast space termites forever, or at least until my butt hurts from sitting too long.